Hi everyone, my name is Heather Cross, and this is going to be for the assignment Planning the Problem-Based Classroom. So the article that I chose was Generating Ideas for Math Problem-Based Learning Units by Liana Norfor. So this is just an overview of the article. So it was published on February 27, 2019. And here's a quick little overview. So no specific grade level was mentioned. However, Norfolk kind of discussed a little bit about a middle school and high school level. And then, so a brief summary. So in the article, Generating Ideas for Math Problem-Based Learning Units, the author discusses two strategies to help educators generate problem-based learning ideas. The first one mentions how the teacher should begin with an internet search, which is always great and helpful. As mentioned in the article, some great online resources to search up are Mash Up Math, Where Teachers, PBL Works, Edutopia, and Pinterest. Out of these five, my personal favorites have to be Edutopia and Pinterest. So this is Edutopia. I love Edutopia. I always get a lot of great lesson plan ideas and project ideas from this website, and I believe most of it is free. Like other ones you have to like sign up and like pay for, but I believe this one's free. Yeah, so this would be a really great one. 3 steps to getting started with problem-based learning. So that sounds like something I would definitely like an article I would definitely read. Okay. And then I really love Pinterest. So let's go ahead and just check that out. So I already searched up problem-based learning projects for middle school as an example. And I just love how it easily gives you ideas, and there's pictures to help you. Like this seems really cool. Surface area and volume castle creation, a hands-on project your students will love. It sounds like a very fun project to do with your students. And it's really important to still, like, even though you want to have problem-based learning projects or activities that meet standards that you are addressing, you still want to make sure that it's in the interest level of your students. Like you don't want to be doing something that's boring for them. Make sure they will enjoy it. Okay, yeah. And then it's important to know that these are just the brainstorm ideas. Like when you do your search, most projects don't really incorporate problem-based learning. So unless you find something that specifically states this is for problem-based learning, you know. Students should be using these projects to demonstrate what they have already learned rather than learning the content as they do the project. Second idea mentioned starting with the power standards. Power standards are the ones that are the most important or essential for student success at that grade level. Standards tend to get the most time as well. If the teacher's state or district haven't deemed which ones are the essential standards yet, they can create their own list by asking which standards will students still use as adults and use in their other classes, are used for the next grade level, or will be a major portion of an upcoming state test. So I think that would definitely help me figure out which ones are power standards. In addition, teachers can use the standards to have real-world examples attached to them. So for example, in the article it mentions, let's see, for example, in the Common Core State Standards for high school algebra, the standard says derive the formula for the sum of a finite geometric series and use the formula to solve problems. For example, calculate mortgage payments. So students could do a problem-based learning project or activity that has to do with calculating mortgage payments, which is definitely a real-world example that they would use in the future. Overall, this article mentions some great strategies to help educators plan a problem-based learning unit. And then when I did, as stated in the article, I decided to do a Pinterest search to help me find some ideas. I came across a problem-based learning activity that asked students to plan a road trip from start to finish. So this is what I found on Pinterest. Then I clicked on it, and then it took me here, Apple-tastic Learning with Shelly Reese. So this is the project-based learning ideas, plan a road trip. I really loved it when I read it. So pretty much first, students will choose a destination, and then second, they will prepare for the road trip. So they will work on activities like what to pack, where to stay, sights to see, distance that will be traveled, gas costs. So it would also be great if you, because most of the time people have budgets when they go on road trips and they don't want to exceed a certain budget. So if you tell students that they can't exceed a certain budget, then that would also add to them learning and calculating and stuff like that on this real world example. And then students will go on the road trip, but obviously they won't be able to actually go because we can't do that. They can do it virtually, I believe. I think it'd be great if they do some searches online. There are lots of virtual museum tours that students can do as well. So yeah, you can do that. They can use pictures, they can use videos they find on YouTube. Lots of different ways to actually frankly go on these road trips without actually going. Then lastly, students will obviously reflect on their journey and maybe talk about which monument or destination they love the most. And I chose this activity because more than likely this is definitely something that they might do soon. Like a lot of families go on road trips over the summertime, or if not soon, then sometime in their lifetime because everyone loves a good road trip. So yeah, so they could always look back on it and use what they have learned from this problem-based learning activity. So yeah, that is my assignment, and I really appreciate you listening. Have a good day. Goodbye.